Hello, hello. This is Jen. I hope everybody's good. I'm here with an energy update. So, welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not new. Thank you for being here. So, what's going on in the universe? I think the right question should be what is not going on in the universe at this time? Because it's a melting pot of all kinds of energies, all kinds of layers, all kinds of things and stuff going on. And what I see is that a lot of people, if not most people, are exhausted at this point, which is normal. It's mid-November, we're getting closer to the holidays, but also because of all that density on the planet and all the events going on. For one, we had a new moon this weekend on November 15th, and maybe some of you felt like it was a full moon. There was a lot of purging around that new moon, a lot of purging of old stuff to make space for this Kundalini rising that we're going through at this point. A lot of people are experiencing physical symptoms of their own energy waking up, the Kundalini waking up and rising up in their body. That usually translates into like feeling your body vibrating, feeling all kinds of weird sensations all the way down to your fingertips, feeling like your body is working super hard in overtime to either release something or get into the right space. And we're right in between the eclipse season coming up on November 30th, and it will be a lunar eclipse, which will challenge a lot of the old masculine programs and paradigms and energies, divine masculine. Therefore, it will help the feminine rise up to embody the new feminine energies. I don't know how else to say it. This new moon really shook things up to help us release really, really old stuff that was stuck in our energy body. It may have come as a surprise for a lot of people that did not expect that purging or that releasing, or that did not expect what that release was about. For a lot of people, it was old trauma from this life that they thought it was, solved or healed, but it was stuck somewhere in the body or in the energy body somewhere, and it needed to just, get out. And it probably got out in a very drastic way, with a lot of anger, with a lot of detachment at the same time, mixed with decision making, saying, you know what, this is the direction I'm going in. Nobody and nothing can stop me. Follow me if you can. With an attitude of, you know what, I don't care, and I surrender, and I just don't care. This is where I'm going, and if you're not happy about it, just don't look at me, and that's it. If you're happy about it, you're welcome to join me. So it's pretty much the warrior mentality, especially for the people who identify with being indigos or light workers. It's the warrior within that is totally coming out to the surface, to be heard, to be seen, to be in the light. And that's straight in line with that Kundalini rising that we're going through, which can also, disturb the sleep patterns. Sleeping have been very difficult for a lot of people lately. Dream space and dream times have been fucked up as well. A lot of people are telling me about their dreams, and it's just like, oh my God, so many things going on. We're clearing day and night, day and night, day and night. And I can't remember which planet. I think it was Mars on Friday that went direct, which affected us a lot as well, on top of the Mercury going direct at the beginning of the month. And I did say earlier in a video that November is a huge month for healing, and we're right in it, right in the middle of it. The lunar eclipse coming up will help us, support us into that healing, revealing like drastic changes, like truth being revealed. And it's not what we think. It's not the truth that we think. Relationships will also be worked on a lot, revealing more authenticity, basically coming to maturity, like relationship coming to maturity, whatever that means for you in your life. Either maturity in the sense that this relationship will be ending or a new relationship will be beginning. Either way, all of this relationship stuff, the lunar eclipse stuff, the drastic changes is all linked and related to a huge release of quantum entanglement. No matter if it's coming from this lifetime or a past life or multiple past life, we've all been entangled at levels that were like beyond our reach, you know? When we're put into situations by other people or just by events and we're entangled, we get entangled into karma or with people, and we're walking right through a portal to release all that entanglement so that we can start afresh and start new in the new year of 2021, which hopefully will be a lot different in 2020. Energy-wise, it will be. 3D-wise, I'm not sure yet because I don't want to look that far and I quite don't want to know at this point. But if we go back to the drastic changes, truth being revealed, it is closely related to personality changes. And if you look at all these subjects that I have mentioned so far, it's all closely linked to the Kundalini rising. Like it's another layer of spiritual ascension that is being presented to us. So we need to be ready to welcome those new changes, which usually show up as different angles of our personality, good or bad. If they're good, well, that's fun, that's cool, that's amazing. That means that you've been doing, some work. If it's bad, if it's your shadow side showing up, it just means that you still have more work to do. And don't be hard on yourself. Just take it as a game. Take it as a challenge and do the work. It also comes with a lot more light being revealed. That also comes with a lot of physical changes. That's usually where you see yourself shifting shapes. And I'm not talking about like embodying something else, but just shifting. Your body changes, and usually it's visible to other people. Other people usually see this, and that's when they come up to you and they say, "Did you lose weight? What'd you do? You look different." That's because a huge layer of energy has been released, and a new one is either about to take its place or has already taken the space. So going back to the quantum entanglement, it's basically, you can picture being stuck in some loops, patterns that keep on repeating in your life, in yourself. And it's usually unconscious. It's usually pretty difficult to put your finger on it unless you meditate, unless you do hypnosis, unless you are, being guided to look there. Usually we just don't know where it's coming from, and it's okay. We don't necessarily need to know where it's coming from to release it, but just being aware that it's there and it needs to be released. So it's about releasing yourself from these loops that are no longer serving you, totally releasing yourself to stop these same patterns in yourself. It is a great time to surrender to the unknown. When we are in that void space into the unknown, this is where the magic happens. This is where a lot of things start showing up for you, because you are in the necessary space to welcome them into your life. If you are not, doesn't mean that they won't show up. They may just show up, differently, more abruptly maybe. But if you are in that unknown space, into the void, you're basically telling the universe, hey universe, I'm ready to receive now. The space is available, so please fill it with what I desire, with what I want, with what my soul wants, with what my higher self wants, with whatever is best for my highest interest. If we keep ourselves busy all this time and we never stop or never clean up or make that necessary space, it's pretty hard to add new things on top. So that's what the new moon was about, and that's what this phase from now until the lunar eclipse is about, is to rearrange, move your stuff around. You know, when you rearrange a room, your bedroom or your living room, how you move your furniture around, this is the kind of energetic space that we're in. We're moving blocks around, not necessarily like throwing all of them out or releasing all of them, but we're moving them around so that the disposition of things makes more sense for whatever is coming in December and the next year. So it's basically going to be a sprint until the end of 2020. And it does feel like a sprint, like the pressure is definitely on. A lot of people are saying that, including myself. I haven't been able to keep up with things. It's going too fast. Time is like going too fast. It's nuts. It's just crazy. And the pressure is there. It's difficult to just stop for a minute and just relax. Even though it's necessary, sometimes relaxing in these, times is just about doing what you love instead of really doing nothing. We're also going through major chakra upgrades at this time. The sacral, the heart, and the throat. For the divine masculine, it's a lot about the sacral and the throat, which are working together, are linked together. In physical therapy, osteopath also relate to that a lot. They're linked together, the throat and the sacral, because it's all one and the same axis, vertical axis. The heart as well, it's right in between. But the energy of the heart chakra upgrade that we're going through is different. It's just to reveal more light, reveal more unconditional love, as opposed to the sacral and throat chakra, which we are releasing traumas, quantum entanglement again. Sacral chakra, we're getting ready to just receive and enjoy life, enjoy pleasure, being able to receive pleasure in all sense of the word, not necessarily physical pleasure, but mental, spiritual, emotional pleasure as well. Things that we care about that perhaps are not bringing us that joy or that same level or same amount of joy anymore, they are set to come back. Or new interests that will bring us that kind of, I want to say entertainment, but just joyful moments where it feels like life is light, time stops, or passes by very quickly, where we feel we're one with everything, with the universe, we're in sync, we're in the flow, that kind of energy. And when it comes to the throat chakra, that's mainly regarding the divine masculine. But the divine feminine is feeling this and picking up on that a lot lately. It has to do with speaking their truth. It has to do with showing their real personality to the world. For a lot of them, they've been hidden in the closet at different levels, of course, different levels. But for a lot of them, it's about revealing their own light, revealing their own light worker side, as opposed to the mask in the wall and the facade that were there before, because they were taught that, you know, boys don't cry, boys need to be strong, they cannot show emotions, they do not, you know, speak about spiritual stuff and all that kind of things. It's about them coming out to the world, and especially their surroundings, saying, hey, look, this is who I really am. I've never spoken about this before for that reason, for this reason. I've never said anything about this. I've never mentioned any kind of, you know, spiritual stuff or spirituality or anything related to spirituality, but now I am. This is who I am. And whether you like it or not, this is what I will be. So it's a major step up for a lot of them, because they've been hiding behind this character that wasn't the real them. And if you look at the sequence, this kind of work has been going on for years for them, for years. But they are now, for some, not everyone, of course, but for some, they are at the point where they just want to feel that release and feel that relief of being able to be the real them, their real self. Can you imagine the pressure of holding on to that for years without saying a word, without, you know, living it fully? And now they're on the verge of making that shift, of making that step forward and totally and divinely accepting their roles as light workers of this world, as light workers of this new earth, basically joining the divine feminine into a divine harmonious companionship, partnership, relationship, twin flame kind of energy. And at this point, I said it before, I'm very detached about the twin flame stuff and journey, because I've heard too much about it. I've seen too many information, too many people talking about it. And I've seen this movement going around. A lot of people are detached, are like, nah, I don't care anymore. And I've seen a lot of people meeting other twin flames and making it work in a romantic relationship. I'm thinking about the right words to use here. There are different people that do think that we only have one twin flames, and other people that do think that we have multiple twin flames. And I don't know what the absolute truth is. But if you think of it this way, twin flames, same soul, separated into two different bodies. How can you have more than one twin flame? But can you have a twin flame replacement? See that, you know, something happened in the community of twin flames, and a lot of people are meeting a replacement, or call it whatever you want, because we don't care about labels. Call it whatever you want, but they're meeting another twin flame. And Magenta Pixie mentioned that in a video, I think it was 5 or 7 years ago, where she was talking about twin flames. And she was saying this specific sentence: you can be a twin flame to another. And it was, if you go look on her channel, Magenta Pixie, and you do a search for twin flames, you're going to find this video where the question is one or multiple twin flame, something like that. And she says it, you can be a twin flame to another. So my theory is just a theory, it's just what I think. Because on some days, depending on some people, I've had the message that it's possible to be a twin flame to another. I've had that channeling happen before, where I've seen people meeting another twin flame and, like I said, making it work in a romantic relationship. And it almost looks even better than the real twin flame, because the real twin flame, a lot of people are having a hard time with this. And because a lot of twin flames decided that they wanted nothing to do with that, what happens to the other twin who's been doing the work? So again, it's just a theory, and every story is different. Every person is different. Every twin flame connection is different. But I do believe that it's possible to meet a replacement, or to meet a divine partner, or to meet another twin flame where the spark is the same, where the energy is the same, the twin flame energy is the same. When two light workers come together, does it really matter if it's your twin or not? I'm just saying this out loud, because when you think about it, it's like, it doesn't really. But I know, like being in a twin flame connection, it's hard to let go of your twin. I know. But at one point, if the twin is not coming back, what are you going to do? Wait forever? And that's usually where you're being sent someone else, when your time has come to move on. So a lot of people will go through that soon enough before they know it. And that's what the throat chakra upgrade is about. It's for the divine masculine to step up, rise up to the plate, and then meet the right person. So for my message for the divine masculine, feminine out there that are exhausted about waiting, just a little bit more patience. You'll see the game is going to change. This eclipse, and then there's another one in December. I can't remember the date. A solar eclipse in December. I think it's the 5th. Does that make sense? That close? I can't remember. Or the 16th? I can't remember. But that eclipse season will, light things up. It will bring to the surface whatever needs to be brought there. And people will click, will realize, you know what? I don't need to be on that path anymore. I can just go over there and see what happens. And boom, that's where they'll meet the perfect partners for them. So at this point, because we're going through so much releasing, preparing, our shadow sides are being revealed to be worked on. And the best thing to do, as I always say, is surrender. You're making things a lot easier on yourself when you surrender. You remove the resistance, and you're allowing the space for the universe to do its work in your life. So the choice is yours. Resisting is just going to create more hardship, as opposed to surrendering, where things are in flow. Things will just fix themselves, repair themselves, and move fluidly into your life, in and out. Let's say you're going through a bad situation. The situation will end more quickly if you don't resist it and if you surrender to it. So a lot of clarity is also coming up on people surrounding us. Meaning, for people that are not showing their true self, these people are going to be surprised, because they're going to be revealed. Like the blanket will be taken off and their truth will be seen. So again, if you're a witness of that, try to detach and just let go and forgive these people, because that's usually where we go through some disappointments or validation, either or, maybe both in some situations, but deceptions and disappointments, because if you've been told I'm like this, I'm like that, and suddenly you realize that that's not true, but it's actually the opposite. That's disappointing. And the other way around too, validations. If you've been thinking, there's something off about this person, but I can't put my finger on it, I can't quite verbalize what I'm feeling, that also is going to be revealed for everybody to see, for everybody to see. So keep focusing on yourself, forgive yourself and others, and move forward. It's really the best time to let things play out the way they are supposed to be played, the way they are supposed to be, happening. Go one day at a time, surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. It's also a really big time for gaslighting. I rarely speak about gaslighting because I just don't like the word to begin with. I don't like people who gaslight other people. And if you don't know what gaslighting is, it's when someone is trying to belittle you, make you feel like you're crazy, when someone is trying to empower you, overpower you, who's trying to make you feel like you're crazy, a little bit like a narcissistic person would do. They're really masters at gaslighting, telling you, no, you're wrong. I didn't say that. No, you're wrong. You heard wrong. You didn't hear me correctly. That's not what I said. Oh, no, but you didn't understand me correctly. That's not what I meant. When you're absolutely sure of what you heard, when you're absolutely sure of what the other person said and meant and all of that, but they're just going after you or against you, making you feel like you're wrong. So this is a big phase for gaslighting. So be wary, be careful with what you say and how you engage with people. It's not a time to create more quantum entanglement. It's a time to just say, you know what? I'm going to walk away from this. Even if it hurts to walk away, try to find somebody else to talk about it and clear things out. If you can't do it directly with the person who's gaslighting you or is mistreating you, go to a friend, go to a family member and talk it out. It's going to help you release that toxic energy. Stay in your light and don't give in. Just stay in your light. And the more light you stand in, the less power they will have over you. And that's it for now. You can follow me on social media at IndigoGirl555 on Instagram, IndigoGirl on Facebook. You can also reach out using my email at indigogirl555@gmail.com. And until the next time, be well.